Welcome everyone. Welcome to this special webinar from USMLE Sarthi. My name is Pawan and I'm the director. And I'm also joined by my colleague Aarti Bangdar, who will, answer your questions, post the links, etc. And you can obviously ask questions in the chat box. As you are familiar with Zoom, I hope. So the topic for today primarily revolves around transition of USMLE services. It is logistically being transitioned and it'll impact a lot of you, in fact, all of you who may be preparing for step 1, CK, even step 3. So we'll talk a bit about transition, mostly geared to those of you who are preparing for these exams. Then we'll talk about something that you've all wanted from us for a long time, which is exam mentorship. So step 1, CK, even step 3 mentorship. There's a new plan that we have started to help all the IMGs. This is being offered by USMLE Sarthi, and the lead here are our own former students and now residents. So they are on our panel who have gone through this journey. They are doing residency in the US. So we'll talk about the step exam mentorship. And the third is our own ambassador/referral program. So we understand that USMLE journey can be very hard for IMGs financially. So what we've come up with is a plan that you can use, you can refer friends, and you can earn money as you are preparing for USMLE. So we will go over that as well. Now, before I start, just by way of putting in the chat box, how many of you are actually preparing for step 1 in the sense that you will go into the match in September of 27? So how many of you are planning September of 27 or later? So that way I can, okay, so there are a lot of you, looks like, and Aarti, if you can, take the names down because they will need help. So September 27 or later, okay. And how many of you, okay, I'll wait a minute so that we can see how many of you are September 27 or later. So just type in the chat if it is September 26 or September 27 so that there is no confusion. Is anyone going into the match in September 26? You can just write September 26, okay? September 27, 26. So primarily, okay, there's a mix of both. Okay, that's good to know. Both. Okay, so people who are going both would mean, you will assess what your CK is if you can meet the timelines. All right, very good. So keep typing because Aarti is going to take these down and, it'll help us help you better. Okay, so now let's move on to this service transition, which is being launched in 2026. And it was announced just before Thanksgiving, so around November 19th, 20th. And we want to make sure that we are all clear on what it means for your applications, the permits, the deadline, and all of that. So what is changing, what is not changing? So what is not changing is the content of any exam or, the match content, the interviews, nothing is changing. So what is not changing is also important. Key deadlines, we'll go over some of the deadlines that are important so that you don't miss them. And how do you make sure that your exams are not impacted if you are stuck in that transition? Okay, so why are they doing it? Now, the ECFMG, the USMLE body, they are always trying to simplify these things. At least that's what they think. Sometimes it creates more issues than problems. But, they are saying that we want to simplify the journey and create a more consistent, efficient process and all of that. So the transition and their services include the exam registrations, so step 1, CK, etc. registration, score reporting, that is also part of their services, and of course then comes the customer services. Now, the USMLE has co-sponsors. You should always know this. There are two co-sponsors. One is FSMB, Federation of State Medical Boards, and the other is NBME. So these are the co-sponsors of the USMLE, and these partners, FSMB and NBME, will be involved in this transition and managing some of these services. So the services are transitioning in two phases starting, I guess, next week, which is January of 2026. So the phase one, what is phase one? Phase one really impacts all of IMGs. Okay. So till now, the ECFMG was handling your services, but effective January 12th. So starting January 12th, these services, exam services, will be handled by FSMB. So what does it mean? It means, currently, as many of you may be aware, ECFMG launched the portal My Intel portal. I think it launched in August of 2025, this year earlier, and they were handling the USMLE services for IMGs. But next month, starting January 12th, it'll be FSMB. Okay, especially for all the exams. But there are key dates. So what is the first date you have to remember? This is January 7th of 2026. So in about 10 days or so. So till January 7th, ECFMG is continuing to provide the USMLE services for step 1 and CK. Okay. So if you are taking the exam in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you're all in clear for step 1 or CK. It is going to be business as usual. ECFMG is the body that will provide these services. Now, January 8th, you will not be able to access any USMLE service in My Intel portal. So they are transitioning. So starting January 8th, the portal will be down for 3 to 4 days. So you will not be able to access anything in My Intel. Okay. But then starting January 12th, FSMB's USMLE portal will become fully available. At least that's what they are saying. But given their history, you can imagine 3 or 4 days of delay. So keep a buffer, assume it is January 15th or so. All right. So January 7th, you're all clear till January 7th. If there is an exam, no issue. Then there is a cutoff period starting January 8th. You're not able to access anything in My Intel. And then they are saying January 12th, FSMB's portal will be live, but make a buffer of 3 to 4 days, assume January 15th. Okay. So if you want to apply for step 1 or CK or request the extension, so the eligibility period extension, changing the test region, score rechecks, etc., all of these services, application, extension, changing of the regions, score rechecks, all of that. If you, again, we are saying if you submit all these applications and documents in 2-3 days, next 2-3 days to ECFMG, say December 31st and all that, you should all be okay. This is what they are recommending, that if you are still in the last phases and you are doing all of these things or any of these things, do it by December 31st. Changing of test region, score rechecks, extensions, etc. Okay. But as their claim, they don't guarantee processing. Okay. And any incomplete application or anything which delays things will be resubmitted, and you will have to resubmit to FSMB after the transition. So now we are in a very hazy period. They are saying that you can submit the documents between now and 31st of December, but they will not guarantee processing. And if it turns out that something was incomplete or could not be processed, you will have to resubmit to FSMB. Okay. So that's That's the game. Obviously, last minute, if you really want to finish it in the next 2, 3 days. Okay. Uh, Now, the important thing here is that FSMB's portal will be unavailable also. And ECFMG's My Intel will also be unavailable starting January 8th. So you can consider between January 8th and January 12th, or like I said, January 15th, to be the blackout period. Nothing will be available to you, let's say, for that 1 week. You cannot log in, you cannot create new accounts, you cannot access services. So consider that 1 week as a total blackout. So if you need to do anything like downloading a scheduling permit, okay, download it before January 7th. Because if you are testing on those times, right? If you are going for testing, you will not be allowed to test without a scheduling permit, and you really need to download the permit before January 7th. So that is an important part. Because January 8th through January 12th or 15th, you will not be able to log into any system. You will not be able to download any permit. If you are testing in those time periods, download your permit now. They will not allow any negotiations on this, no emails, nothing. That's what you need to understand. Okay. So what is not changing? The things that are not changing is eligibility for certification. So as you all know, ECFMG certification, step 1, CK, OET, etc. They will be required for certification, and ECFMG will continue to determine if you are eligible for certification, what all will be needed. Okay. Second, ECFMG certification is still mandatory for IMGs. We got a lot of questions. Is ECFMG certification required for IMGs? The answer is yes. So absolutely required if you are going to go into the match. ECFMG certification still required. Step 1, CK, all of those things, Okay. What ECFMG is going to do is simply share the eligibility information with FSMB. So FSMB will be responsible for registration, etc. But ECFMG will share this information with them. So certification rules stay the same. Exam requirements stay the same. Only who manages the service is changing to FSMB. Okay. Now, there is, of course, USMLE website, and Aarti, maybe you can post the link for those of us who have not read this. So take a look. All this information is available on the USMLE website around service transition. Okay. So that's what it is. Remember, the key date is January 7th. If you're January 8th onwards, My Intel is not available. FSMB portal getting live January 12th, let's say January 15th. So those 7 days or 5 days are blackout period. If you are planning any exam and if you have a scheduling permit, download it now. Okay. Remember the deadline, but hopefully everything will be sorted out after January 15th. So you don't really have to worry too much. If that 1 week period you can negotiate. All right. So that is some of the things that we wanted to make you aware. Now, there were many questions that we got on the transition. So let me first take questions around the transition. So the first question is, you already have your USMLE ID, you applied for ECFMG certification. Do you need to apply again? And the answer is no. Once you've successfully applied and, as you got your USMLE ID, nothing should be required. Okay. My Intel transition, as we know, I already gave you the dates. Now, coming to step 3. I don't think any of you are preparing for step 3. I mean, most of you are in step 1 and CK, etc. But step 3 also is going to be changing a bit. I mean, the step 3 transition will all move out of ECFMG, and I think it goes to NBME. But I don't think we need to worry about that at your stage. This is mostly for people who've already gone into the match or in residency PG1. Okay. Now, many of you have applied for Form 180, got notarized, and all of that. Do you need to renew? No, you don't need to renew the form if it was notarized recently. Okay, so keep that in mind. Because the notarized form is valid for 5 years, so you don't have to worry about it. What else? Let me see. Immediate, you don't have to worry. If you can wait for 15 days, wait. If not, download everything, the scheduling permit, etc. now. What else? Let me see if I see any other questions. Are there any other questions that you have that we can answer? You can start posting in the chat, and I'll try to see if we can get questions. If you have planned to give step 3 soon, should I register before the change? Again, it's a 15-day thing. I think you can wait unless you really want to give step 3 on Jan 20th. Just wait and see. Will the exam pattern change or will it be the same? It'll be the same exam pattern. This does not impact anything in the content per se. If I have to apply from March to May slot, can I do it within next 2-3 days? Is it ideal? It is not ideal. So don't. They've already said that you can try by December 31st. Will they do it on time? They are not guaranteeing anything. Okay, so step 3 transition, I think it goes to NBME. Just wait a few weeks, 2 weeks at the most, and they will notify it. Will the difficulty level of the exam change after transition? No, this is only about the logistical changes. Who handles the paperwork? That's all. They have no information as of now that they have shared in terms of the exam pattern, content, difficulty level. Okay. And if you have still not registered, I would assume strongly encourage, wait 2 weeks. Don't rush through it because they may not be able to get through your paperwork, step 1, CK, etc. And then you have to do it all over again. Okay. So just wait if you can wait. You haven't applied for ECFMG yet. So like I said, if you have not applied for anything, just wait. They are claiming January 12th, FSMB website will be live and you can start there. So don't do anything. Just wait for 2 weeks around January 12th. If not January 12th, January 15th, it'll all be live. Don't have to worry about it. And we'll probably have, once they start the new system, we'll have another webinar where we'll be guiding you step by step. What steps does your institute take to secure sponsor note as soon as possible? So a lot of you may not have, the school, as one of the students is saying, is listed in the World Directory of Medical School, but does not have ECFMG sponsor note, and you have received no response. So the fact is, ECFMG tries to do these things on weird timelines. So this entire week and till at least first, most of the offices are closed. So your office or your institute is unlikely to hear any response from anyone. So they will come back to offices January 3rd or 2nd. My sense is, they will get to it after that. So at this point, what your institution must do, I don't know. Again, they will have more clarity after January 12th, I think. The notarization process, is it same as before? Yes, as of now, it is same as before. Things will change likely after January 12th. You are doing your exam January 14th. Apart from downloading your scheduling permit, is anything else you need to do? No. This point looks like you are all in clear, and hopefully by January 14th, they would have transitioned, but yeah, just to be on the safe side, get your scheduling permit and that's all downloaded. Can you still register for the exam now? Yes, you can. I mean, they are saying you can do everything by December 31st. However, they are not guaranteeing it. My suggestion is, if you have not registered, just wait 2 weeks unless it's something of a emergency, and then you can do it now. But again, today is Sunday, and then you got only 2-3 days. A lot of processes may or may not happen. If you've already paid for ECFMG certification, no, your payments should be transitioned over to FSMB, so you don't have to pay. Will the transition affect pathway approval? So that's a very interesting question, and ECFMG certification. So likely the process will not get impacted. The pathway approval process will not get impacted. But again, we will see after January 12th. The process itself should not get impacted. I haven't booked my step 2 exam as my credential verification is still pending. What to do? Do I have to do the process again from scratch after transition into FSMB? If it is pending, possibly you will have to do it again. If everything is done from your side, just wait to see what happens by January 7th. FSMB will handle the IMGs. That is correct in terms of paperwork starting January 12th. Okay. Is the notarization process same as before? As of now, the process remains the same. ECFMG sponsor notes reviewing services for universities. That is something ECFMG has not clarified. Probably it'll remain the same, but hard to say. I've already downloaded the permit for December, Jan, Feb. Will I have any problem with Prometric website? No, the Prometric website should not have any issues unless, of course, you are rescheduling the exam or things like that. I plan to take step 1 in June or July. Can I register to pay by end of this month? The price will not increase. So at least that's what they are saying. I don't think the price increase is part of the transition. I recommend waiting till January 12th when FSMB opens up. Can I take mini CEX for pathway 6 anytime, or do I have to wait for the next cycle to open? Pathway application, especially on mini CEX pathway 6, is the best to wait for the next season, because these things change every season or can change every season. Unless you're going into the match this season, I think you should wait. What if we paid for the ECFMG certification? Do you need to pay again? No, you don't have to pay again. Do we have to apply for ECFMG certification on FSMB after Jan 12th? Yes. FSMB will take over all of this, so it will be on the FSMB website. Now, I don't know whether Intel will show up there or they'll have a different this thing, but it'll be FSMB website. Assuming after Jan 15th, I start my registration process for step 1, will I be able to book for March to May slot? Yes. So that should be fine. I took step 1 couple of weeks back. How is it going to affect my progress? I don't think it should affect anything. You've taken the exam, and wait for CK registration. That's all. I registered for Mind Health, account was established, notarized, planning to register for ECFMG application for medical school verification on 30th. Will that be okay? That should be okay, but like they are saying, they're not guaranteeing the process. So, you can start it, and if it's not get done by 7th, you'll have to do it again. Will we have new FSMB ID now? Well, I guess so, but I don't know. Maybe they'll transition over the IDs. So that's something I have no clarity on. Complete ECFMG certification is taken over by FSMB. Looks like ECFMG is going to just send the information. The body that will handle all of that is FSMB. If I register in January, can I take the exam in May? Yes. Will my medical school need to make a new account on FSMB? The reason they couldn't approve my credential is because their Intel Health entity portal could not get verified. Yeah, so payment done is not a problem. They will transition, ECFMG will transition over the payment. Like I said, if the credentialing is not approved, you just have to wait. If nothing happens by January 7th, let's wait and see what FSMB comes up with, and probably it'll be a new account for your medical school. If I've registered with ECFMG, done with notarization, transcripts have been verified, yes, your data will be transferred to FSMB. Are you expecting new transition agency FSMB to take longer on processing? Will it be the same? I think once they settle down, the processing time should be the same. Does it make sense to submit pathway approval application before or after transition? Deadline to be ECFMG certified is 31st January. So if the application does not get approved on time, will I have to pay and apply again? Like they said, the payment can be transitioned over. I think if you are applying in September 26, you can try now and see if it works out. Otherwise, you will have to do the paperwork again. I think payment wise, your payment, they will not charge you again. What are the pros and cons of this transition? Who applies from scratch? If you're applying from scratch, don't even bother for the next 15 days. My suggestion is starting from scratch, wait till January 15. If someone has to give step 3 again, should we need to buy the triplet before the change? I mean, depends on when you want to give step 3. If you still have time, I would say wait. If you really have to give it like January 20th or, something like that, do it now. I paid for credentials and if they are not verified, will I have to pay again? No, you don't have to pay again. Do we have to pay any new fee? No, not that I know of, if you have paid for my Intel. So a lot of questions, and the information that we have, as you know, is limited. So let's wait. But the point here is hopefully the transition will be seamless. January 7th is the deadline. Between Jan 8th and 12th is a black hole. No access to FSMB, MyIntel, ECFMG. Hopefully back online January 12th or let's say January 15th. So just wait. You don't have to pay again if you have paid. If you are taking the exam during those times, download your scheduling permit. With that, I am very excited to announce a launch of a new service. Dr. Wally, who is our mentor, he is leading the new service to help all of you in step 1 CK and even step 3 preparation. And Dr. Wally, welcome. And why don't you start with introducing yourself, and I can share the screen, or if you want to share, it's on our website. But why don't you start with your introductions?
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for having me. And this is definitely a long-awaited project. Initially, the whole idea is It's a very daunting process, taking step 1, step 2, step 3. And unfortunately, I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen peers, people who have been on this journey, unfortunately failing and ultimately losing, lots of, the chances of matching to their dream specialty, their dream residencies in the United States, which is why we are launching the USMLE MasterPath. We aspire to create the biggest, most affordable USMLE mentorship program. And essentially, this whole program is built on 4 main pillars. We're talking about strategic mentorship, one-on-one. You'll get to meet with your mentor, kind of discuss your milestones, whether you're doing things correctly, on the right track, and how we can adjust your plan. And it's not about what subjects do you need to study, or how can we study the pathophysiology or the microbiology, for example, but rather how we can point you towards the right direction, how we can hold your hand throughout this whole process. The strategic mentorship process within this program is something that we are very, very proud of and hope to kind of hold your hands through. The other portion of things is a structured education. Essentially, there's a whole curriculum, a whole course for step 1, step 2, step 3, regardless of what you're going through. And you'll have access to all 3 modules or all 3, USMLE exam modules to know exactly how you go about each step of the process, and essentially gives you a clear roadmap. It's a complete curriculum, and it will give you very exam focused training in terms of how to approach your studying process, how to avoid burnout, how to go about each single exam, and the best tips and tricks for each. And it answers your question of what should I study. The third pillar of this is the high performance community. Essentially, doing this exam on your own can be very daunting, can be very stressful, and having a sense of community goes a very, very long way. We'll have practically, a big, large community where we motivate each other, we hold each other accountable, and above all, you'll have a mentor around the clock answering whatever questions you may have. Essentially, this will solve your question of how do I stay consistent, and can I have my answers or my questions answered whenever I have them. And last but not least, accountability and execution is the 4th and most important pillar as well. Which, in addition to the mentors and everyone kind of following up throughout this process, you have someone tracking your progress, giving you structured and strategic feedback, and everyone will follow through with you, holding your hands throughout this process. So this takes your dreams and your aspirations from a thought to something that is fully executed. We'll make sure that we have weekly questions that are, tutorial based, answered. Each question will be high yield answer, high yield question, high yield concepts for step 1, step 2, step 3 that everyone will see regardless of what stage you're going through. They'll have their own illustrations that are very similar to, certain common companies, and they will have their own Anki cards as well. In addition, every month, there will be a Q&A session for everyone to ask questions that they may have felt they still have and haven't had it answered yet with their mentor program or their mentor one-on-one. So this will fill in all the gaps. We'll make sure that everyone is on the right track, getting all their answers, and above all, making sure that they are one step closer towards their dream. So again, the USMLE MasterPath, it's a program that we're very, very happy to launch, and essentially it will be the biggest and hopefully, cost effective for everyone here.
Okay, so just to summarize, there are 2 kinds of plans, the silver and the gold, and the information is available on our homepage. So Aarti, maybe you can post a link. So there is going to be a Telegram group that will be managed by Dr. Wally and the USMLE Sarthi team. All of you, regardless of the plan, will be part of it. Of course, the differences in the 2 plans. Gold plan will get monthly meeting one-on-one with Dr. Wally or other mentors on all aspects. There will be personalized feedback. We'll obviously track your progress. There will be, like he said, monthly Q&A. For the gold plan, it will be live, and recording will be shared by with the silver plan. So depending on what your financial situation, how much help you need, you can pick one of the 2 plans. Telegram group is going to be one of the key aspects of this, because we will be supporting you on Telegram. So we do run a closed Telegram group for match. On the similar lines, we will be running Telegram group for the exam prep. And most of all is there is a referral discount also. So if you first enroll and refer, other students to this program, you can actually, get a referral discount as well. So go to this page and take a look at how this mentorship can support you in your entire exam journey. Step 1, CK. Step 3, it's a monthly subscription fee. The modules are all recorded as well. So in addition to the live classes, Dr. Wally has recorded all these modules. So if on the web page, you can see for under step 1, module 1 through module 6 or 7, and likewise for CK. So all these modules have been recorded. You can get started immediately in terms of the resources, in terms of the recall strategies, interpretation of the questions, everything, right? So all these are already recorded. You don't have to wait anything. If you enroll today, by tomorrow you will have access to all of these. And then live sessions are monthly under the gold plan, Telegram group accessible to everyone. These modules are also accessible to both the plans, the silver and the gold. With that, let me stop here and see if you have any questions. If you have any questions on this, let us know. We'll route it to Dr. Wally. You can put it in the chat or give it to Aarti or use our contact us page, and we'll be happy to answer questions on this. Any last minute tips, Dr. Wally?
I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck. And, again, the whole idea is to give a sense of community. It's a very tedious, daunting, and, very tough process. So, our team, the USMLE Sarthi team, we want to help you, and we tried our best to make sure that we are making it as affordable. And hopefully one day this will be the biggest mentorship program around the world. And we hope to, help you out throughout this process. The first 100 will get a discount. And then ultimately there's going to be perks where if you stay for 6 months, you'll get an extra mentorship meeting. And like you mentioned, the referral discount. So if you refer enough people, essentially your subscription can become free at one point. So make sure you refer, and then ultimately we'll see you on the other side.
So I'll ask one question that a student has asked. What is the total duration of the plan that makes me eligible and fully prepared to give step 1? So let's say someone is starting from scratch and they join this mentorship plan, of course, have other resources. So what do you expect the total duration to make them fully prepared to take the step 1?
So that's a really good question. So the idea is not every student is the same, right? And the reason why every plan has the gold or the silver has an initiation strategy meeting. And essentially we want to know what your goals are. You'll fill in a form that will be standardized and will help us understand exactly when you want to take the exam, what your background looks like, and how much time you actually need. And then based on that, we'll have a strategy call when you first start to make sure that we are setting some sort of timeline that works for you. Someone can be very fresh, still a second or third year medical student that will need some more time. Someone could be a graduate who has been, 5 years in training and has very strong clinical knowledge and ultimately might prepare in 3 months. We did in our modules, we did have, a 3-month plan, a 6-month plan, a 9-month plan, depending on how long you need to study. And this is kind of outlined in each of those modules. Nonetheless, the strategy meeting will be very, very tailored to you. And especially moving forward, if you're a part of the goal plan, your monthly meeting will make sure that we keep adjusting these plans and we keep tailoring things so that it's customized for you specifically one-to-one.
Yeah. And someone is asking about the Telegram group. So Telegram group is going to be a closed group only for the subscribers. So once you subscribe, you'll be added to the Telegram group.
And the Telegram group is to make sure, again, accountability, execution, and then we're going to keep circulating our questions, calendars, schedules, all these things that we need. And at the same time, there's going to be someone, a mentor, some professional who's completed all these things, has a lot of experience answering any question around the clock.
Well, thank you, Dr. Wali. Appreciate it. Thank you. And we'll be in touch if they have more questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's now move on. Let me take some other questions. What is the purpose of this change from ECFMG to FSMB if the processing times remain the same? I don't know the purpose. I think they want to make it administratively more seamless and easier. ECFMG had been the post office for IMGs for the last, as far as I can remember, last 25 years. But I don't know what the purpose of the change is. Now, let's get to some more interesting thing. Like I said, many of you are looking to lower the cost of the USMLE journey. So we are happy to share our referral program. So how this works is, and Aarti can share the link. You go to this website, student.usmlesarthi.com. I'm just showing you a dummy, this thing. So you go on this website, create your account. If your account is already created, that's fine. On the left side here, you will see a referral, kind of a tab. Click on that. You will see a referral link. This link is unique to you. So you copy this link and share it, of course, with others. The other students have to create an account on the same website, student.usmlesarthi.com, using your link. So once they click on the link, they have to create an account, and this is obviously for new accounts only. And then what happens is, right now we are launching it for our rotations, externships, electives, etc. There's an application fee on each of the rotations, so it is 150. If someone books a Sarthi rotations and pays application fee and they have been referred by you, then you get, for each one of those, you get $25, and the student who uses that link gets $25. So if you share this link with others, they create an account and they book a rotation. As soon as they create an account, they will be tagged to you. So for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever Sarthi service they purchase, you will get, your share, in this case, application fee of $25. You will get it and they will get it. Now, it's up to you whether you want to redeem it in cash. We can give out cash in US, Canada, India, those 3 countries. And if you don't want to redeem it for cash, you can use it for other Sarthi services. So the student who uses this, your referee, or the student who uses your link gets a discount on Sarthi service, you get a discount as well. So it's a win-win situation. Hopefully it'll lessen the burden on you. And if you have enough students who use your link to create an account and get Sarthi services, you can actually probably get a substantial amount back or use our services. Okay, so Aarti can share the link on how to create this your account. So Aarti, if you can create the link to student.usmlesarthi.com. Okay, let me also side by side take questions. Let's see. Will there also be mentorship provided for observership and match cycle application? So that is a different service altogether. This is only exam mentorship. For observerships and match cycle, you have 2 options depending on where you are with the match services, okay, or when do you have to apply for the match. So let me show you, depending again on when you are applying for the match, on how this will work. So let's say you are applying for the match in 2027 or later, September 27 or later, then you go to this tab, which is called a Flexi Match Plan. And this plan will personalize recommendations from me, guidance from me on rotations, research, match strategy. All of that is under the Flexi plan. So it is different than the exam preparation. These are two different plans. And if you need this kind of guidance, choose Flexi. The good thing about Flexi is whenever you are ready to transition to the full match services, whatever you have paid in the Flexi match stays, you can use it around other services like platinum, gold, and bronze. So there's on the top, there is, the 2028 or later seasons. So click on that, and that can help you with the other match services. Okay. Will these services continue to help for visa also as unpredictability of H1B or J1? So these services, as in our services in Flexi Match, Platinum, or Gold, yes. So we do, if you do rotations through us, we do help you in the visa letters and things like that. But yes, if you enroll in any of these Sarthi match services, Gold, Platinum, Bronze, or Flexi, you continue to be our student, and we can continue to provide mentorship to you. We understand there is an unpredictable element now in the visa thing. And then the other thing I did want to show you was there are a lot of rotations that have discounts. So for those of you who are interested in rotations and visa services, let me share this page, and then Aarti can share the link so that you can review it directly. So this is a Google Sheet. If you go to Google Sheet here, right here, what you can see on my screen, and Aarti can, Aarti, if you can just post this link. So you will see all the rotations that are available. You will see the settings, you will see the state, click on it and you will see more details. Each one links to a greater description so you can see the specialty, etc. There are several rotations which have discounted there in the off season. So between now and March, there are a lot of discounts. You can also see the options for visa letter. So, some students need visa letter directly from the faculty, some need from the immigration lawyer, some are okay with the Sarthi letterhead. So all of this in one place is for you to see. And of course, on column B, if you click, you will see more details. So click on this. There are a lot of information on those of you who are looking for rotations. We have more than 300. Many of them, as you can see, 200, and there are some with even $500 discount in off season. And you can see, of course, if this is on-site rotation and you need a visa letter. So click on that and you can get the details on the visa invite letter. We are here to help. We understand there are a lot of visa related issues. We also, for those of you who need help, say in India, we do have collaboration with visa consultant out of India who can help once you enroll with our services. Okay, so there is this list of rotations, there is a visa guide, all of that you can definitely see. And the other thing, for those of you going into the match in this season, right? So when I say this season, I mean September 2025 or 26, I'm sorry. If you are going into the match September 26 and you are looking for help, mentorship, whether it is any of our plans. So we have gold, silver, gold, platinum, bronze. Take a look at the main page, and Aarti, maybe you can post this link on the Residency Match 2027. There's an early bird discount on all the plans, platinum, gold, bronze. Platinum does come with a lot of mentorship support. Then there is gold, and then there is bronze. So take a look. There are discounts on the listed prices as well. If you are going into the match, take a look. And these plans are valid till you match. So for those of you who have issues with visa, we are happy to extend it till whenever you need for your match. So take a look at this, and then we are happy to answer questions as well. With that, let me get back and see what other questions do you have. Anything else for today that I missed? So if there are questions, put it in the chat box, and I'm happy to answer. Regarding list of rotations, how can we filter on specialty? So I don't know if we have, Aarti, do we have in that Google Sheet, is there a specialty listed in any of the columns? If not, we can change it. We can add a column of specialty, give it till tomorrow. We'll add a column, and you can probably filter by specialty. I didn't know if a few columns were hidden or not. That I have to check. If not, we will. But I'll tell you, just so that you know, anything. The first is the location code. So L stands for location. Then is a number, and after that, if it says FM, then it is an FM. If it says IM, HEM, HEM is HEM. So just if you filter by location code, you will see all FM, IM. IMCR is cardiology, but that's a good suggestion. Maybe we should put a column for specialty as well. So we'll do that, and we'll let you know. Okay. Could you please repeat the part about ongoing mentorship till 2031 in case of a purchase? So yes. So I was talking about the Flexi plan, which is on our website, and the Flexi by definition is flexible match. And what the flexible match plan, let me go to this again. Okay. So let me share my screen. So this is the flexible residency match plan on our, and Aarti, maybe post the link. So what this does is, if you enroll in this plan, regardless of when you are going into the match, we will give you all match plan guidance, all rotations guidance. In fact, all our classes for the match will be available to you, and they are available to you till 2031. We'll also have one session for mentorship on USMLE mentorship. It'll be up to you whether you want to take it with Dr. Wally or Dr. Aditi Singh, who's the other panelist we have. And then, when you are ready to go into the match, and if you decide to take any of the other plans, you just take the balance. Otherwise, it is $699. I would say, I think it is $699. If you pay, $699 by Zelle, $727 by credit card, that will get you everything you need till 2031. So that kind of uncertainty is removed. So you get all the guidance regarding match. So now this is not exam prep mentorship, but all guidance on match, on USCE, on research will be available till 2031. So that's where the Flexi plan comes in. After H-1B visa becoming difficult, does step 3 hold value? This is a very good question. So step 3 has multiple uses. One, of course, is to get H-1B visa. The other uses, however, are to overcome your red flags, the low scores, gap, older YOG, and all. So I think step three will continue to be very, very important. In fact, it is increasing in importance because a lot of IMGs go into the match with step three, but it depends on the profile. I'm happy to give you specific recommendation depending on your CK, depending on YOG, some of the other factors. Does Harvard or Ivy League rotation become possible, and how much does your CV shine or depends on the program and how affordable good rotation? So, it depends in the sense if you are a student and you can do an elective at one of those places, Mayo, Harvard, Cleveland Clinic, I think it always helps. At least one rotation should be good. Now, then, if you are a graduate, then it becomes a problem. Or if you are doing just an observership, then it has only limited value. So, what you need to do is you got to do a mix of hands-on and a mix of observership at these top places because the programs, especially community programs, will look for a very, very strong hands-on. Okay. General question regarding application of clinical rotations. Do you also assist with accommodation in nearby area? And the answer is yes, we do help in accommodation, but remember that we don't own the accommodation, so it's very hard for us to guarantee anything. What we do is we can help you connect with the landlords, people who rent out stuff in those areas, but very hard for us to guarantee you that in this month this is available or you will get it, because once we connect you with the landlord, it is between you and the landlord. But yes, we can certainly help, and over the years our students have gone to all these 300 odd locations, so we know the safe areas and affordable accommodation in many of these areas. What else can I answer? Any other questions on anything around rotations, research? And by the way, we do have offerings on research as well. If you are interested, go to the main page, look at what we can help you in research. Research is becoming increasingly important in the match. So those of you getting started in the USMLE journey, research takes time. That's why I bring it up. So if you go to this page, usmlesarthi.com/research, takes time, but it is very important. We have 3 programs or 4 programs. Look at it. If you have questions, we are happy to answer on research as well. But research will be an important component. All our research is remote. You can do from anywhere. So take a look. Does 3 to 4 years of graduation get hands-on rotation or any mix? Yes. So that's another misconception, that graduates cannot do hands-on. Graduates can absolutely do hands-on. These hands-on are done in a clinic setting, obviously not inpatient. As an inpatient setting, you are an observer, but in a clinic setting, our physicians do give you hands-on, patient management duties, EMR access, all of that. You can do it. A lot of states allow it. Our rotations in Texas, Illinois, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, to name a few, do allow hands-on. We can certainly help you in hands-on. Does the date transition of this ECFMG deadlines apply to step 3? Yes, the answer is it does apply to step 3 also. So if you are taking step 3 in April or May or something, just wait 2 weeks, because the same or similar deadlines, I don't know the exact dates for step 3 as well. Yeah, so on step 2 questions, NBME versus UWorld, like I said, we do have a lot of YouTube videos on this, but if you are, these are the kind of questions, the kind of mentorship that we will provide in our Telegram group and in our, the mentorship of step 1 and CK. which resource to follow, what is the latest trend, questions of the week, maybe, which NBME to prioritize, all of that. Does USC from private clinic have a value? So it depends, right? A private clinic with a clinic LOR letterhead has very, very limited value. I think if you are going for a clinic letterhead, or if you are going for a clinic, at least go for ACGME accredited clinic. The physician should have credentialing, and they should have letterhead of the hospital. They should be rounding at the hospital, and so on and so forth. I think that really will make you much more powerful candidate once the programs see your LORs. But private clinic letterhead has very limited value. However, some of it, we also have it on our website, because generally they are much more affordable. And if you have 3 rotations already, let's say from, good places, good LORs, maybe the 4th one can be a private clinic. If you are a graduate, can you avail of the inpatient rotations? Okay, so that is a very good question. So yes, you can do inpatient rotations with Sarthi even if you are a graduate, but the difference is as follows. As a graduate, your access to the systems inpatient is going to be very limited. Your patient interaction is going to be very limited. You will be mostly an observer when the preceptor takes you for rounding. Okay, so inpatient is available. But as a graduate, because of all the legal challenges and the issues involved, graduate versus students, those are limited. So what most of our rotations do is they give you a hybrid experience, a mixed experience, where you do have inpatient rounding. So for example, Aarti, if you can post the link for L1 IMMI, or there is a hybrid model in that you actually go to rounding as an observer, or if you post L5 IMTX, those kind of things. So there are where you be with the physician in the clinic, you get all the hands-on, but in the hospital setting, inpatient, you get observership. So yes, both are possible. Could you please elaborate in which way the help is provided regarding visa application and getting it for rotation? So we provide 2 kinds of help when it comes to visa. So first, of course, or visa letter, a visa invitation letter. So first, of course, you have to book a rotations through us, right? Because what happens is if you book a rotations with us, then the visa letter can be generated. Now the visa letter, booking the rotation through us means visa letter. There are 3 types of visa letter. So one is we tie up with a law firm. We have our own tie up with a law firm in the US based out of Houston, and our own law firm, they will give you a visa invite letter. So that is one option. The second option is the physician can give you a visa invite letter. So some student want the physician letter, some student want the immigration form letter. So that's also possible. The second kind of help what we can provide is if you are based in India or say neighboring countries. So if you have to get the visa process in say one of the Indian consulates, we do have tie-ups there that they can do the rest of the paperwork there, help you with dates, etc., and then get you the B1, B2 that you need for rotation. So there are 2 types. One is the visa letter help that we provide from the US from the preceptor or from the immigration lawyer. The second is if you are based in India, then the consulate related paperwork our Indian partner can help. For older IMGs, what do you think is helpful to match? This is a very open-ended question, but I will still try to answer. Older IMGs, very high scores. a very, very strong hands-on. These two things are absolutely required. Probably getting, depending on the score, what do you need step 3 or not? That would be one thing. Depending on the specialty, how much research you need would be another thing. For hybrid rotation, okay, so for hybrid rotation, which has inpatient and outpatient component, they do not mention observership. In fact, they will mention hands-on, and they will not specify that in hospital you were an observer, outside hospital you were had hands-on. So they will mention hands-on, and L5IMTX is one. So take a look at that. Aarti, if you can post that rotation. Do you have clinical rotations for neurology and neurosurgery? We definitely help for neurology. Neurosurgery is very, very limited because very few IMGs match into neurosurgery. Go to our residency site, take a look. I doubt we have neurosurgery, but I can check, or you can filter. Neurology, absolutely, but neurosurgery, I doubt it. But let me post the direct link where you can go and filter. So this is the direct link to our website, residencymatch.usmlesarthi.com/rotations. Go to this link and you can filter on specialty as well. Could you use your tourist visa to apply for any of the rotations? Rotations, if you're an IMG, can only be done on B1, B2. So if you already have a visa, that's great. Apart from general medicine, psychiatry, pediatrics, and non-clinical branches, are there any departments that are IMG friendly? So obviously you listed IM and psych and peds. FM, if you're a recent graduate, is very matchable. Neurology is competitive but matchable. Pathology, again, number of spots is lower, is matchable as well. Does not mean that surgery is not matchable, does not mean anything to that. It's just more competitive. So there are generally these 5 or 6 which are generally very, very matchable. All right, with that, thank you everyone. Hopefully you got some information from this webinar. We'll be in touch. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. So Aarti, maybe you can put a look to the link to the YouTube channel. We have Instagram as well, so follow us there. We have an open Telegram group where we will provide more information on the match, visa, and all of that. So these 3 links Aarti will post, and you can follow these links: YouTube, Instagram, and the open Telegram group. That will help you. But let me take one more question as Aarti is posting those links. Are programs still giving chances to IMGs, FMGs, or they prefer American doctors? American policies, visa policies are unpredictable. So the fact is that the policies have become unpredictable only in this year, right? We all know it. But the other fact is US has a big shortage of physicians. You all are aware, especially in IM, in primary care, in ICUs, all of that. So that is not going to change overnight. There's a huge demand for doctors. It's just that because of this visa policy, I won't say it's a change. I think it's just 1 year. They're trying something. For physicians, the 100K fee has been waived off. So they are balancing it out. I think things will settle down in about next year or so. But the demand for doctors in the US is real. They cannot fill all these spots even with AMGs. And there are locations, there are community programs. We are all aware that even American graduates don't like to go. So the rate of match for American graduates is more than 95%, but They don't like to go to community colleges. We all know it. There are locations they don't like to go. So a lot of primary care, a lot of, in fact, fellowships are being filled by foreign medical graduates or IMGs, and that's not going to change. Chances in neurosurgery as an older IMG, it's very, very hard. You really need very strong research and maybe a 270. So strong research and 270 if you are going to be competing with American graduates in neurosurgery. There are few claims that no USMLE and no residency pathways. What is your opinion? I don't understand the question. So if you can elaborate on the question, maybe I can answer that. Do you have rotations for general surgery? Yes. Again, if you go to our website, residencymatch.usmlesarthi.com/rotations, filter by general surgery, you should be able to see rotations by general surgery. So let me post that link again. So take a look. Okay. So take a look and then you can let us know. Cardiothoracic surgery, same, very, very hard. Guys, you got to understand it. There are specialties where even American graduates find it hard to match. I'm not saying you as an IMG cannot match, but the reality is cardiothoracic surgery, neurosurgery, dermatology, very, very hard. General surgery is relatively easier. So when you say chances in cardiothoracic surgery or neurosurgery, you got to, if you have to compete with an AMG, you got to have a profile which is similar to AMG. So get a 270, do research in a US institute for a year or so, then you become competitive in those fields. Okay. So that's how the competitive specialty works. You got to think like an AMG. You got to have a profile like an AMG. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. And like we posted links to our YouTube channel, Instagram, and Telegram group. So take a look and subscribe to those. And we'll be back with the next webinar very, very shortly. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.